Hey everybody, it's me, Justin, the Bitcoin Vegan. If you're new here, please subscribe to our channel. Click the bell icon so you can get notified when we have any new videos coming out. And also, if you like this video, please press like. If you don't, dislike it. Now, let's go ahead and get into it. So this is our 2021 year in review video. This video is going to be real quick, real short. I'm going to show you where all I've been this year. We're going to talk about all the neat people. So let's go ahead and get right into it. First things first, in January 2021, we go to Miami for the Miami Blockchain Week. Now, my friend Bitcoin Zay invites me out here. I go out there, we meet the team of Bit Basel, Jorge, Scott, Scarlett, and Elise, and their great team, the Bit Basel team, which was great. Miami Blockchain Week was too crazy. Also, in that same month, my very first big time podcast was released with Black Wealth Renaissance, which was very, very dope. If you haven't heard of Black Wealth Renaissance, you want to follow them on Instagram. Those guys are very, very phenomenal. February happened to be very lit. I don't know if February was like the collab month of interview. The very first interview Zay and I did there was Corporate, Coke, and Smack. And then we went on to do the Haviland Report interview with my man Brad Mines. And then he actually had me, Lamar Jackson, and Naja Roberts come and do the Coin Desk interview for crypto and community. We were talking about Bitcoin and Black America, how everyone can prosper with Bitcoin. So that was a very big one. And so also in March, what I didn't tell you what took place in January of that month, I met Anthony Pompliano, host of the Pomp Podcast, which is now known as the Best Business Show. And in March, our interview had gone live. It was a great, great interview. If you have not, I'm going to leave the link for you to check that out as well. And then also when March had ended up, I really didn't have too much going on in April. However, what did happen in April, when I was down there with some friends, I got invited to the Miami Crypto Experience. Jorge Cortez, the same guy from Bit Basel, picked me up from a club and we went down there. I went down to the network with a few folks. I only was able to get one picture, but it was definitely a very cool experience. So then headed into May, I finally met some of the Black Bitcoin billionaire members. Naja Roberts was on her Digital Revolution tour and she brought everyone with her. I met her husband. I met all the children they have together, the ones that they have or the ones they brought with them. I also was able to meet CJ the Smart Guy from Houston, Texas, and one of the rappers of BBB, my man Sharif. So this experience was very great. This was the first time I got to see any of the people off of Clubhouse. Also in May of 2021, I got invited to speak at the Shitcoin 2021 conference. Very, very fun. This was my very first different type of conference feel in Miami, so I went down to check it out. So that next month it rolled around, June. June was a big Bitcoin month, all right? It was one of the biggest Bitcoin months of all time. We had the Bitcoin conference 2021 in Miami. It was unique. It was very unique. I got to meet a slew of people like Mike Novogratz. I got to meet Roast Beef. I got to meet Hill Harper, which was a very dope experience. It was so big. You could not meet everybody, nor could you miss anyone. All right. But what was also funny was that same month, during that same weekend, I was down there in Wynwood in Miami, and I was at the Shitcoin 2021 conference. Now, Shitcoin 2021, they were supposed to be the rival Bitcoin conference. They invited me and Tone Vase to debate some shitcoiners against Bitcoin, and me and Tone Vase flat out whoop their ass. And I will say it again, whoop their ass. It was a unique experience, man, to be on there with Tone Vase, who's a legend, very much a legend in the space. And hats off to that event. I look forward to the next one. So then in July, man, I actually got to get interviewed by Bitcoin Magazine, my man CK of Bitcoin Magazine. I hit him up a month earlier. I tried to meet with him in Miami, and that was probably going to be very impossible. So that was a great experience, man. That interview was live as well. He has one of the best podcasts in the world. But one of the most important things, one of the most enlightening things that ever took place for me during June was when Zay and I were able to teach Bitcoin to children at his mother's summer camp. That was very phenomenal. That went on for 4 weeks, an hour to 2 hours, and we got to actually teach children Bitcoin. It was like you're already, it was one of the greatest experiences because I get to give back to the next generation to teach them Bitcoin at a very, very high level. So, one of the greatest experiences this summer of all time. Then from there, hey, we had gone to Atlanta. I went to go help Zay out with his book tour. We did a book signing event at a strip club called Club Platinum. Very different, very unique. People were asking everything, questions about Bitcoin. It was wild. It was some real up and down Atlanta. September 1st was when I released my very first book, From Bars to Bitcoin. From Bars to Bitcoin went live and I was ecstatic. Now what happened previously was I actually got my IG page taken down. I have no idea how that happened, but it is what it is. So moving from there, I got interviewed by Zay on the Gentleman of Crypto show, and that was huge to me because I remember helping Zay out with the show in the beginning, like 2017. Now to see them at #1 in the world, amazing, utterly amazing. So then we had the Black Blockchain Summit hosted in Washington, D.C. by I Love Black People, Marty, and the owner and founder, Sinclair Skinner. This event was very great. This is my second time here, but it's always a warm experience. It was actually my first stop on my book tour, and the experience was great. I had a lot of Black Bitcoin billionaire members out there, a lot of I Love Black People members out there, and they all showed support, great support, great support. Then we go into October, the month of October. And what happened in October? It was crazy. So October was the first time I had gone to Austin. But guess how I got to Austin? I remember I was hitting up Peter McCormmack, if you ever heard of him, Peter McCormmack on Telegram. He said, I've heard about you before. I told him I want to go on your show. And he said, hey, if I can fly you out to Austin, will you come out to Austin? I said, hell yeah. So the very first time I got flown out for an interview was by Peter McCormmack. I flew to Austin, Texas. We met down there. It was a surreal event. Now, while I'm down there, I'm also speaking at a virtual conference, Crypto for the Culture, which is hosted by Crypto Tutors. Very also unique experience. I mean, I stayed in this co-working space for 10 hours. 10 hours at the max it was in there. And so then later on when I came back, we had the party with Bitcoin Charlotte. Shout out to Bitcoin Charlotte, whose shades these are. We had our inaugural Halloween party. The Halloween party was lit. It was lit. I was able to speak. We had pumpkin carvings. We chose winners, and it was a back-to-back event. So, shout out to Bitcoin Charlotte, everybody out there, Liz, Jacob, big ups to everyone. So then November, we continued the tour. We went back to Austin. As I remember, I shared you when I first started getting on my on this YouTube, the Volstead Lounge that got rained out. But down there, I met Marty Bent. I met the plebs of Austin, the Austin Bitcoin Meetup Group, which I hope everyone is doing well down there. And then we had gone to Miami. Zay and I had gone to Miami. I know that they had a few conferences. They had the Reinvest in Yourself conference where we met the guys, I think 3 or 4 of the guys from Black Wealth Renaissance. Now, these are the same guys who who released my podcast in January, got to meet them in November. I actually only went down there to meet them, so that was a very big thing, very big thing. And at the end of the year, with Art Basel and Bit Basel at the Sagemore Hotel, shared you all about that dope experience, very dope experience. But what I didn't show you was, in December, my very first article was released on Bitcoin Magazine. That's right, Bitcoin Magazine released my very first article. It was very lit. If you have not checked that out, I left that in the description box as well. The Invisible Incentives of Bitcoin. All right, the Invisible Incentives of Bitcoin. So if you were on this journey this whole time, let me know what you think. I know it was probably a long ride. I appreciate you for being here this long and staying at the end of this video. So what I'm gonna do, like I said, if you were to stay to the end, I have a surprise for you. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give you a free chapter to my book. All right, I'm gonna send you a free chapter to my book. It's in the description box. All you gotta do is go down there, sign up, you're gonna get a free chapter. And if you want the book as well, then hey, it's live on Amazon. But we're going to have more videos coming. You can look forward to some tutorials. You can also look forward to some interviews with some heavy hitters, because we're going to keep this From Bars to Bitcoin tour going. And with that being said, I'll see y'all in 2022. Have a safe one. Peace.